So I'm just out here in the warehouse, and I thought I'd share a bit of a story. So there's a gentleman who's been in the industry for over 40 years. I did a bit of work with him, and at the end of the day, he was looking to retire. And I often have the conversation with installers about their leftover stock or the excesses that come into play. And behind me here, I wanted to show you, see if I can show you. This is a pallet that he donated for training purposes, but what it is, it's a pallet of leftover flake. And there's about 200 kilos in there. At the very cheapest, that's $10 a kilo. It's $2,000 worth of material sitting there. It's what I keep saying to installers is this is your profit. This is what you've already paid for, and you might say, yes, the job has paid for it and so forth. But anything that is left over like that that you're not going to use is profit lost. So, I mean, the way to combat that with regard to flake is to work, instead of supplying samples for a myriad of different combinations. I mean, flake suppliers will give you 50, 60 different combinations of flake, but even more so now, I've heard one supplier offering 150 different combinations. The problem with that is you end up with leftover on every job. Now, if you limit the options that you give your client, say you only show them, as I talk about, 8 combinations, then anything left over gets used on the next project. And if you maintain that sort of mentality, not only do you become a master at those flake combinations, but you carry less stock to start with. You're not waiting for projects because typically you're prepared to carry more yourself, and you don't have to left over $2,000 worth of profit that just is going to be in your shed until the day you retire. So I'm ResinJack. I wanted to share the story because I think it applies to everyone that works in the resin flooring game, and in particular those that work with flake systems. As always, take care and keep smiling.